Welcome to the afternoon stream. Today, for this one right here, we're going to get into the analysis for the macro side over the weekend. We're going to get into the shorter time frames over the weekend. So we're not really going to do an end of stream breakdown, but I wanted to show you guys how just on the 5 minute here, we're starting to roll over on the SPY, while at the same time, we are starting to see GameStop start to run a little bit here. Okay, now you're seeing that fade as of right now, but notice these last few bars here, we started to run up on the 5 minute and the SPY started to drop off. And guess what else? Nvidia is starting to drop off as well. So we're just gonna watch this. We're not gonna read too much into it. We're just gonna watch the fireworks. We're gonna see what happens. Have a little fun with it. You know what I mean? We're not going to be going through looking at craziness, saying this has to go to 1,000 right now, blah, blah, blah. No, we're going to just pay attention right now and have some fun, a little bit of fun watching this. Remember that the course is $100 down in the description for the weekend. A weekend is a great time to dedicate yourself to some learning out there. So it would be a good opportunity to learn some of this stuff. I know that this stuff can be confusing on the shorter time frames, but if you get a hang of it, you can be good in any kind of market. Literally, once you know this kind of stuff, you will be able to manage your risk and not be faked out by this market as often, and it might save you a few times. We just did that with Palantir, the trade setup that we gave, and you could do it on the bigger time frames. But right here, Palantir turning up on the 30 minute, 15 minute, gave you some kind of divergence right here saying, hey, maybe downside is not the option, right? Because my indicator is telling me upside potential, reversal potential here, and we are positive as of right now. Now you can just watch that, see if it's able to get some kind of bounce. And then if that curls back down, maybe it's going into negative territory and we start a bigger sell-off, continuing that 2-hour downside. But this is how you manage that risk. And that's something we talk about in the course. Remember, $100 for the weekend here. So just pay attention to that going forward. Hopefully I'm not muted again. Am I muted again? Not really an update. Firm Kitty selling the option. The important part is he covered, right? Or, well, they have to cover some of that option, right? They have to buy, because he executed, they have to buy shares on the open market if they were naked, that is. If they were naked, then they have to buy shares on the open market, which would be about 4 million shares. So you would expect some kind of run up by the end of the day. Because of the T+1, that means that they will have to buy those as of today. They have to distribute those as of today. And I wanted to hop on as the 30 minute has crossed back up for GME. A simple cross up like this is all we need in order to say, hey, this is positive in positive territory. If it rolls back down, it's not going to be the moment, okay? Keeping it simple. Keeping it simple, but getting very, very tight in here. Getting very, very tight. Oh, let me take the course thing off the screen. There we go. Course is down in the description, but I'm not going to leave that sticker up the whole time. That's annoying, right? But thank you guys for joining at the end of the day. Make sure to like the stream as you do come in. The 30 minute has crossed up for GME. The big signal is going to be when this daily crosses up. We need this daily to cross back up. If we can see a powerful move at the end of the day with that buying of those shares, because they have to do that by the end of the day. So I figured we would spend the last couple hours together. If there's any questions or anything like that about the course or anything, that would be, now would be the time. Because over the weekend, we don't go live or anything. We just do the macro side of things tomorrow morning. So tune in for that. And then we have Sunday where we get into the shorter time frames, get you those updated ranges for the SPY and the Qs. Now the SPY here, I just wanted to notice how the 30 minute really seems like it's struggling to turn up, but if that turns up at any time, we can see more positivity, okay? I want you to be open to that option. You can see more positivity, just like we built up right here. We pop higher, build up right here. We could pop higher. We'll see. Maybe they want to gap higher into Monday and we see that fade. We'll have to be paying attention. Right now, though, we do have something interesting happening with Nvidia starting to test the highs again, getting a little bit of a lower high. So we'll pay attention to that going forward. And the Qs heading to higher levels already with your indicator just pointing down. That is an indication of a definite squeeze there. So we're paying attention to it. Now we want to see if the Qs are able to get to that upside range, you know, by the end of the day or something like that. Maybe we see that fade. We'll have to pay attention. But for now, the 30 minute struggling to cross over. The 5 minute did cross down, but it's in positive territory. So anytime that curls back up, we could see another positive move. Postpone to Monday. Yes, Paulina. Bring your cat to work day. Yeah, it all is like lining up. And like the thought behind it is so insane. If you go back and you look at the memes, it's like everything that he did was like so weird. Like there's a meme of when he posted that rap song that says like, I'm being silly with my 9 milli, and then he owns 9 million shares. I'm just like, what the hell is going to happen? I would assume on Monday you see more of a pop if the price of the stock is able to get high enough. I would assume on Monday is when you see it. That's when we saw it the last time. But you don't want to read into it too much, right? I keep talking about my buddy. All he's doing is saying, oh, well, options are going to be really hard to time because you don't know when it's going to happen, right? And I go, yeah. So he goes, okay, I'll just buy the stock. And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, so like, we don't know when it's going to happen. It could happen in like 6 months, right? And I go, yeah. And he goes, okay, cool. So I just like hold it then, right? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, do I need to look at charts or anything? I'm like, I mean, if you want to like try to get a better price or something, you can. He goes, I don't have time for that. So I'll just hold it. And I'm like, yeah. Simple, 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 right? You don't know the exact timing. Roaring Kitty does not know the exact timing. Now, this time around, he's really trying to help the situation a little bit more, it seems, with his position this time around. But that doesn't mean he knows the time that they are going to cover. You do not know when they are going to cover. It's just impossible to know when they are going to cover. We don't know how much money they have left. We don't know if they're calling a buddy right now and getting a loan of $6 billion to short this even more after some kind of pop here, right? So we just pay attention to the signals. AMC, we're seeing that one try to pop up as well, but still negative as of right now. So we need that to curl back up on a 30-minute. GME is the real one to watch today, as the buying of that would be on the open market for GME. The SPY. Oh, look at that. We have a move upward now. So this is where the 5 minutes, like, it's still positive. It's in a pullback as of right now. We'll see if that gains some steam, able to go up to higher levels. So see, if I say, oh, it's going to most likely happen on a Monday, then everyone buys options for next week, and then everyone's pissed if it doesn't happen. It's like, just be like my friend. If you don't know enough about these indicators, if you're not good at buying and selling this stuff on the shorter time frames, maybe wait for a daily to curl up, maybe wait for anything like that. You need bigger momentum behind it. Waiting for the quad expiration next Friday. Yep, time to chill on cash for me. Taking the doggos on a long walk. Hey, that's great. Yeah, enjoy your life, Marina. Enjoy your damn life, right? That's the whole point. Why would you sit in front of a computer all day, right? I have to sit in front of a computer a lot, but I try to, take advantage of every moment that I can, that I don't have to sit in front of my computer. Had a nice lunch and, had a little lunch, and then got to see Abuela for a second. She stopped by and got to play with baby girl for a little bit. We got her a little one of those little bouncy chair things, so she's sitting in one of those. She really enjoys it, I think. Get funded and not have to pay the loan back. Exactly. So you could just see them get bailed out, which most likely will happen. You're crazy to think something different would happen this time, and I would say that most likely they're going to let the problem continue however they can, because if these big players are in on it, then bigger players might be in on it. If the big players are in on it, did they get the SEC people in on it? Did they get the politicians in on it in any way? Most likely, yes. Most likely, yes. They are the big dogs that you're fighting against. You're literally fighting against the biggest people who just keep putting our country more and more into debt. So why wouldn't they just print more money? Why wouldn't they just print more money? It makes total sense. So we're paying attention to the right things, but at the same time, we know that the market's rigged to the upside, and that's perfectly fine. Apple, this could curl up right now. It could curl up. It's right by the center line. We could see that curl up, and then we'll have to see what goes on next week. But GameStop, this is a good sign. You're crossing up. You're positive as of right now. That's a good sign on the shorter time frames. But you notice we see this little curl down. That could have been a moment where we really start to pull back. Holds up pretty well here. And someone did have the argument where it's not necessarily an explosion, but it could just leak higher over time, right? We could just see it leak higher over time instead. So I don't know if options will be the best option for this. Option's the best option. But I would say unless they are forced to cover, unless they're forced to cover all at once, that's when options can print for you, but you don't know that exact timing. It's going to be very hard to time. So I have my contracts for next week. And if I see a big pop and I see the 30-minute curl over, I'm probably going to get out of those options, but I'm still holding the stock. Bitcoin really falling off here. Ooh, not a good look for the Bitcoins. Now this one here, funny enough, it was trying to make that higher low here, curled back down, told you, hey, get the hell out, right? You got to pay attention to the signals here. SMCI was one that I was watching here. Looks like it might want to curl over for some kind of hourly pullback or something like that. Tesla got killed. That's a big one that, you know, a lot of retail traders like to trade Tesla. That's why it's been ripped around, I think, back and forth. But right here on this bar, you knew, hey, hourly pullback is likely. We broke back down below 180. I like my 30-minute charts in general. So 30-minute chart up here at the high said pullback, right? 183.83 said pullback. That's exactly what ended up happening, and we haven't curled up since. Now you're in an area where you can curl up. We'll see if they do that or if they maybe gap it higher next week. But you had to be worried about the daily crossing, and as of right now, it's still crossed. So you could see a little more weakness. It's very, very flat crossing there, though. We're just hanging out, watching the craziness, seeing if anything happens. That's pretty much all we're doing right now. The SPY looks like it does not want to go up. You do have a pretty high put-call ratio. So it was sitting at 1. I was watching it this afternoon. It was sitting at 1 for a long time. So if the market would drop here, some people would be able to make some money today. So maybe they just sit it flat throughout the day today. Let those expire and then boom, pumping higher on Monday. So we just want to pay attention. This could see a pop at any time. And once again, I was looking at Twitter and everyone's saying like 30 minutes and it happens. In an hour and it happens. And it's like the same guy just every 15 minutes saying like, in 15 minutes, it's going to happen. It broke through this support. And I'm just like, you're not going to be able to time it. You're not going to be able to time it with like an option play. Like you're just not. You can pay attention to momentum and try to time it the best you can. The best you can would be probably a 2-hour crossing up. And look what we're doing right now. We're crossing up on a 2-hour. We still have an hour, almost an hour and a half left in the bar. So, and you don't know what plans they have for next week. What if they have tons of loans now and they can just force the stock down? You don't know. 2-hour for AMC is still dipping down, still saying pullback. Hasn't broken the trend though. That's a good sign. Gold, this one curled up. Man, this thing is just gapping up, gapping down, gapping up, gapping down. Look at all the gaps in here. This is just some funky, funky behavior. Dollar still holding up higher. Volatility seeing a solid bounce here. Curling back up on a 15-minute. I like my 30-minute a little better, but this was the signal for volatility to come back in, right? Crosses up, positive territory. Now we have to get positive here, and now we have to curl up. I believe the daily's just curling up already. So this right here would be a sign, hey, we're trying to go positive again with volatility. Not a good sign going into next week. The VVIX was holding up at higher levels. See, I think if you do longer term, that would make more sense to me. That longer term would make more sense to me. Like maybe, you know, back then I did a month out. Maybe I should have done 2 months out. Like 2 months out makes total sense. Because then you have a lot of time on your side. Then as it gets closer, you just want to pay attention because that could hurt you. But right now, I would say the option's 2 months out. Like that makes more sense. It just allows time to be a little bit easier on you. Seeing that fade as of right now. Let's just stick to a 30-minute. We're seeing this cross down on a 2-hour right now. You still have an hour and 15 minutes left in the bar though. So the 5 minutes still in a pullback for the overall SPY. It's getting close to the center line. We'll see what happens with this. All right, we'll see what happens. As far as like a short time frame on say GME, 5 minute could pull down and then we'll see. But I think it's like by 2:30 they like have to deliver those or something like that. Sofi, I haven't looked at Sofi in a minute, so I'm down. Oof. Now, did this have tapering on the 30-minute? No tapering here. So yeah, you can see a bounce. You can always see a bounce. Now with this, yeah, I thought so. You're getting a lot of wonky divergences down here that just keep going lower and lower. You broke out, you fade, you broke out, you fade. So what you would say here is you need the daily. You see how important it is for the daily to go positive here on the indicator. This indicator right here is teaching you, hey, look how important that center line is. Because look, we're not able to hold above it, then you're not going to see positive price action. So be a little cautious with this. That is a big drop. Sure, you can see a bounce, but on the 30-minute, usually when you see this, you go like this, and then you roll right back down. Okay, so we'll see like maybe something like this happen. Maybe a bounce does come, and then you can see tapering. That's more of a reversal signal. There's no reversal signals on the MACD for SoFi as of right now on the 30-minute. We can look on the 2-hour. There's no reversal signal on the 2-hour as of right now. And on the daily, you have a bunch of wonky reversal signals. So someone may treat this as like an investment opportunity. If they see all these divergences, just scale in at every single one. I could see someone using that as an opportunity to invest. As of right now, SMCI curling up on the daily. Interesting. That was a really random click by me, but Nvidia screaming higher, screaming higher, screaming higher. Not able to break through 133. That was the daily range for today, 133. So this is expected today. Daily still climbing higher here. 30-minute not able to roll up. And actually pushing down pretty aggressively here. It's a pretty good bar down. We'll see if that wicks out. If it starts closing below these moving averages, yeah, we can get support down at lower levels. We'll find out, but howdy. You need to see some good divergences. You need that daily to go positive. Very simple stuff. Like 30-minute does not have any divergences. 2-hour does not have any divergences. So there's no indication for SoFi to get a steady reversal, like one that is obvious. Anything can always just reverse in V shape and go, but you would overall be looking at a daily chart at that point and being like, okay, this thing is crossing. Okay, this thing is going positive. I can hold on to it, right? That's how you'd want to think, because that's what the MACD is telling you. As of right now, it's like SoFi's, yeah, you can see a bounce at any time, but you don't want to be catching a falling knife, because I'm not seeing any reversal signals at that level. Looks like an area where buying has happened before. Oh, the SPY. So you want to see like SPY, GME, now they're both coming down at the same time. Interesting. That could be maybe some big selling coming in there. That's some good selling. You're at the center line now for the 5-minute. Apple, remember Palantir was the trade set up here. So if you were paying attention on Patreon, we posted the 30-minute crossing right around here. And this is where I was just like, yeah, this is where you want to manage that risk. Okay, big bounce. Look at that big bounce after you got that little message, that little thing on Patreon. So 15-minute, if that can roll over, you'd go negative, but right now you're trying to flag out. So this is where you just kind of wait, you're patient. You already know, hey, I caught the big move. I know there's going to be a bounce. There's 15-minute divergence. Okay, don't want to mess around with that. What are you doing? Is SPY really going to curl over on a 15-minute? I feel like that'd be surprising. I felt like there's maybe one more rigged move left in this thing. Maybe next week we go hit like 550 or 5,500 on the SPX. Bitcoin is falling off, and you're noticing that I think they use Bitcoin a lot to suppress GME and AMC. They do not want to close above 28, 29 today, so there's red everywhere. Well, we know that there's going to be red eventually, because the insiders are out, and they're the guys with the big pockets. So we know there's going to be red eventually. It's just, this can take, we said it multiple times, this can take a lot of time. It can remain like this for a while. Everything is rigged. It is, but you can know how to play the rigged game, right? So like Palantir, this was a great trade setup. We told you about the setup. Now you want to say, okay, the rigged move might come if this 30-minute crosses up. Okay, so that 30-minute did cross up. So you go, okay, this could be a rigged move. So I don't want to be caught up in that rigged move. Now we can see, oh, what if it goes like this, creates that divergence again? Okay, now we have another reason to enter the trade up in this level. If that curls over at any time, you have that lower high. So it's just like, okay, take the trades right here. We gave the entry for that trade over on Patreon. Boom, that heads down. Okay, pops up, drops right back down. Right, so we're just telling you the signals on Patreon, and you got to make your own decisions from there. But this is the type of signal. You will learn to find these. You wait to find a very clear signal. Trading would be awesome if these signals popped up every day, but they don't pop up every day. You got to be very patient. Big boy selling for the fishing trip, yeah. What do I want to keep up on my other screen here? Here, I'll keep the SPY up on my other screen, and we can watch. So, and the reason for this is if the 30-minute curls up, you do have potential to roll up like an hourly and things like that. You have bigger momentum able to take over. So this is where you want to manage that risk a little bit and then see what happens, right? If the 30-minute curls back down at any time, where's it going? It's going negative right now. If it gives you a divergence, great. That's a sign of weakness if it beats this high up here. But it is about to go positive, so paying attention. The key thing for GME right now is to remain positive. Positive attitude too, right? No, you got to remain positive in the chart here. You got to remain positive. Oh, I gotta switch this around. I see Jackie Latitz is streaming. A lot of people streaming the GameStop stuff. So we're trying to pay attention to a bunch today, not just GameStop. We're paying attention to this slightly lower high being formed here, 15-minute curling down. We'll see what happens with Nvidia going on into next week. But Nvidia not looking pretty as of right now to the upside. I mean, it does look great, right? We would say this is very, very bullish still, right? We have to talk bullish about it because the daily is very, very bullish. But I'm just saying this just looks like a big ass bubble at this point. And we know, hey, yeah, they're worth $3 trillion, but they only have $100 billion in revenue. And so if you're talking smack on, say, GameStop or something like that, it's like, well, according to the valuation, it's like Nvidia's way overvalued, and GME right now with the cash on hand is actually undervalued. Like from a actual fundamental perspective, it should be up towards like $45, $50. Same with AMC actually, even with the debt included, it should be trading up towards like $16 to $22 from my research, from my calculation. But this thing has not turned back up yet. It's not confirming anything. That can keep going. GameStop trying to turn back down. Microsoft, ooh, rejecting any upside there. Google, Meta looks like it could pop up. That would be interesting. It's right by the center line. See what the SPY does towards the end of the day. See if we get some kind of rapid movement. Because in the last hour of trading, 33% of the volume has been coming in. On average, 33% of the volume comes in the last hour of trading. It's when the big... Sorry. I'm so sorry. I had to put on a sweater. I was so cold. I was so chilly. So chilly. My wife made homemade, like she made her little, she has a little pink barista thing, like a espresso machine and stuff. So she made fancy coffee this afternoon. It was fantastic. Oh yeah, I had a picture for you guys. I think I have a picture for you guys somewhere. Sean, thank you so much for taking the course. Let me know if you have any questions over the weekend. Just give it a whirl. Let me know what you like about it. If you want to ask those questions live on Monday, that's cool too. And Renee. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Let me download this real quick. I'll show you guys what she made me for some foods. Ah, yeah, the little baby monitor. Look at that thing. Ooh, homemade General Tso's, homemade sauce. Oh God, it's so good. I would eat it again right now. God, it was so good. Shotty can cook. Thoughts on shop? Ooh. You do have the divergences up here. It's flat on the MACD, downward on the RSI, and you have like a triple one on the RSI. This is not looking pretty. Let's see if the 2 hour is able to cross soon. 2 hours giving you the divergence on the RSI, not necessarily, like kind of flat upward a little bit on the MACD. So that'd tell me this could be a pullback. but it could be a decent size one because it's going to happen on the 2 hour and you have a lot of room to get to that center line. So I think from here you would say, hey, this is a great run up. Now we can see if we get that pullback, and at any time does that curl back up, right? Curl back up on this MACD. That would help you out for another move higher. At this level, you would say shop. It looks like it's going to experience some weakness, and that hasn't crossed over yet. You need that to confirm. You know, you could see another move in this and things like that. That's managing the risk, what we talk about in the course. But as of right now, boom, you see the upward price action, you see the even play here on the MACD, and then you have like a triple divergence over here on the RSI at the same time. So looks like some kind of pullback on the 2 hour is coming for Shopify according to your indicators down here. If those change, you just got to manage that risk. I think that would be plausible too, Bobby Lee. I think Nvidia, that would be plausible as well. I think that's the most likely scenario. In order to get the SPY to pump, you're probably going to have to pump a lot of different stocks. That's why I was looking at Meta. If you look at Meta, you see this. It looks like it wants to curl up. Positive territory is there. Maybe it sees some more bouncing on Monday, and then we'll see if that's ripped away. I wonder if we get any data on Monday that they can use as an excuse. Let's see. No real data coming on Monday. Retail sales on Tuesday. Building permits on Thursday. And that's about it. I wonder jobs data. If we get jobs data on Thursday. Some Fed speakers throughout the week. Or PCE at the end of June. That'll be interesting. But no real big piece of data, I would say. I'll turn on some tunes here. All right. There you go. See if this 30-minute can cross up. Would be a good sign for positivity for the SPY. See how it's by the center line? This is what you're looking for. When you see a big run up, you don't necessarily want to chase it, right? You want to see that beat down, and then you get by that center line, boom. There's your trigger. Well, if a green bar pops up here, so you need a little bit more positivity. Crazy things happen outside of the range. So what if we just see a rapid move? We'll pay attention, but as of right now, that has not crossed up, has not confirmed. Meta, I really think Meta might confirm this. See how Microsoft, even that's curled down, even though it's heading up. Netflix looks like it needs to pull back. Yeah, Q's might head higher too. IWM down here at the weekly range. Actually, you've seen a little bounce here as well. I think SMCI was one too. Like it looked like it dipped down. See if that can curl back up. That'd be a good sign of positivity coming. Mara, we'll see. Gold, you got to watch if that rolls down, but still looks pretty strong here. If it can hold that level, that'd be good. That put call ratios remain pretty high all day, by the way. So, a little bit of a dip down in the dollar. Volatility. Not able to curl up on the 15 just yet. 2 hour could cross over here. Hourly could cross over here. That's what I'm probably watching. Yeah, and that's because a lot of the volume, we haven't been seeing volume in the SPY at all. And then in the last bit of the day, we see millions of dollars get pumped in. If you guys remember this day right here, when we caught the rigged move, this day right here, it was this bar right here, this one, it was like 15 minutes. 15 minutes, we saw almost $1 million get pumped into the market in 15 minutes. That's kind of crazy. So something like that could happen again, but I'm not banking on it to happen like today. They could just hold it sideways and then pop it higher on Monday like they've been doing, gapping it higher. No, not necessarily. I'm still studying dark pools. I'm not like a dark pool expert. I just know now that pretty much when you're reading these, Dark pools are kind of like they send your trades to dark pools, or they do dark pool trades that don't hit the tape. So it'd be your trades don't hit the tape, and if they do dark pool, they don't want it to hit the tape either. So the insider selling is not hitting the tape yet, is what you would overall think from this. Now, I have to do more research into it. I'm not a dark pool expert. I'm very honest with that. I'm not. I'm just learning about it in a recent time. Nvidia will go to the moon. It already is at the moon. 3 trillion market cap. It's already at the moon. Maybe it goes to the moon during the day, aka just drops through the center of the earth and keeps going. No, I think Nvidia is a fine company. I just think it's rigged. I think it's overvalued. Well, Tesla's going to be ripped around even more. So right when you think it's going to go down, they're going to send it up. Right when you think it's going to go up, they're going to send it down. But right here, you were told pullback from the 30-minute right here. Now it's going negative, so you got to talk negatively about it. What's this one doing? Yeah, no real good reversal signal here for Alibaba. Yeah, no good reversal signals for Alibaba. That thing is just screaming lower. You're going to see a bounce eventually, but it's just like, that is just not something to catch, right? Now, sometimes when you do move to bottom Bollinger, by that time you start to move sideways or even get a bounce to retest the 5. That's something that happens on the daily scale. Don't I hear you saying? $30 minutes still remaining positive for GME. Saying. No confirmation of the SPY yet. Baidu. Let's look. Yeah, no solid reversal signals here either. You are tapering pretty well, but you kind of violated the tapering. See how you violated the tapering here? See the taper, you're going underneath it. That's not a good sign. You're seeing the algorithmic selling go ramp up a little bit there. So you'd want to look for is reversal signals like a 2-hour. Yeah, okay, you had divergence down here for this bounce. Now you're looking again, but just look at the direction of this right now. It is trying to taper pretty well here. It's just kind of a rough one. So you'd want to look at a daily scale, just be like, okay, well, this does not look pretty. I have room on the Bollinger to head lower, 89. I could just keep heading down. You're below the 200. Swing trading below the 200. Look, I mean, it's below the below the 200. It drops below this right here. You cross over. Okay, boom, downside. It's just swing trading. Swing trading to the downside a little more difficult. But it just doesn't look pretty, right? Now, if you're thinking like investment standpoint or something like that, you could look at like a weekly chart, see a bunch of divergences down here and say, hey, maybe this is me scaling in. Maybe this is an investment that I could see, right? That's what we're going to talk about over the weekend. Right now, you're saying downside on the weekly scale, you would want that to turn up. And then if that turns up, you would go, okay, I've been scaling in throughout this entire move. Okay, curls up. It's getting closer and closer to the center line with these ones. So you'd want that to get positive. Like, let's see right here. That one doesn't even have divergence, but yeah, this one's been acting funky. Where's like a clear divergence? Looks like maybe right here. See the clear? It's clearer here. Before this big move. See that? Come up a little bit like that. And then if you do the RSI, come up a little bit like that. So if I zoom in on the RSI, you're going to see that upward angle. But price is going down. That's what we're going to talk about in the course. In it for a minute, because it's not up for discussion. Tell me that you hate me, and I'll tell you that I fucking love it. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to show you this divergence right here. My bad. I'm not really predicting. I'm just saying if Apple turns up right here, you're right by the center line, positivity could be there. So like here looks like a good place. It's tapered off. We probably have some kind of divergence here, maybe, right? Not necessarily. It's still down as of right now, but this is tapering, right? You see how we're not doing this anymore? We're not doing this. Bam. We didn't go like that, build up, go like that again. We're kind of going sideways, right? Now you have to be careful because the 2 hour just crossed, right? 2 hour just crossed. So you're in a 2 hour pullback according to this right now. But that doesn't mean the 30-minute can't just roll up and see a little positivity for a minute. But the 2 hour is saying pullback over time here for Apple, which is very worrisome if all this GME and AMC stuff starts to happen. Remember, their collateral are individual stocks and the stock market itself, so. Silly spy, silly spy. If you cross, you're gonna go up, aren't you? I am the one, Alpha Omega, I will be outdone. Yeah, it's kind of like, oh, Apple dropped off, so let's keep Nvidia higher. Let's send it higher. Ooh. For Nvidia, the 2 hour signal here is still good, by the way. Now, you're still far from the center line a little bit, but that would be a sign of some kind of pullback if this would curl down. And you could reverse the trend. That's what divergences tell you. So the MACD is telling you all that right here. Yeah, Tom. Good. You're paying attention to the right things then. Usually it's like if you're at a point where you understand what I'm saying, then perfect. You're paying attention to the right things. I would love for you to come in and ask questions and just be like, you know, someone to bounce off of. I know me, my trading gets kind of lonely. None of my friends are into trading. No one really around me trades at all. They don't know technical analysis at all. So I don't have anyone to bounce ideas off of. But you guys do. You can come in here and bounce ideas off me. And I'll just say what the indicators are saying at that point. Right now, it still says pullback for the SPY. Check GameStop. Well, GameStop just curled up. Ooh, good move. Here we go. So for GameStop, once you start to see this and that 30 minutes positive, you want to see if that 2 hours rolling up. Look at that. 2 hours rolling up. That's a good sign. 2 hour momentum is strong. Watch it. 2 hour momentum is stronger. So if that's going to hold for another hour, you might see a rapid move at the end of the day. We'll see. Now, is that going to be up to 100? Probably not. It's probably not going to be. Where would it be to? Let a bullet to a stranger. Wow. I'll tell you as high as it could go for the day. About $34. That's where it would say this might tap out, is around $34. If you can close above $34, that would be pretty bullish. So now that we have a 2 hour crossing, we need to make sure that does over the next hour. But you really want daily momentum to get with you. It's not with you yet. It's positive, but it's saying pullback still. You really want that momentum to be with you. Never back down. Like this. See how this is still positive momentum, so 30-minute curl-ups are likely. The SPY still has the 30-minute momentum, the daily momentum, sorry. It rains. Bay, Mandalay Bay Hotel, but a lead cane. Still rolling down, not liking it. Let's see. I'll leave you guys on GME for a little bit, because this thing could pop off at any time at the end of the day. Do I expect them to have bought yet? I expected them to push the stock down to get a cheaper price to buy at. So they might have bought a little in here, and now they're going to buy maybe towards the end of the day. We'll see. Like, again, this is all speculation. All we care about is the 30 minutes positive. Cool. That's it. That's all I care about. 30 minutes positive and positive territory. 2 thumbs up. Positive, positive territory. Sweat. Sweat. A super taut. Super taut. I don't really do Forex. I don't think, yeah, I've never done Forex. Buy a few like me. What setting? It's the histogram settings. So this is your histogram, these green and red bars. You just want to go into style, histogram. And then I made my colors a little softer, if you notice. They're a little bit softer than the actual settings. Because I think the real settings are like kind of harsher on the eyes to me. Or maybe my old settings were this. These are my new settings, so they're brighter. I think Thinkorswim is pretty good. Especially like... I know I tried Webull. I didn't like Webull, but I'm slowly transitioning to Thinkorswim. And then I have a fun account on just Robinhood. And then I have a Schwab account as well. I have like 3 accounts right now. But Schwab, they just kind of screwed over everyone and all this shit, so... Yeah, starting out, Robinhood will make it easy to like see. I show you everything on Robinhood because I assume a lot of people are beginners. It's very easy to see everything. I know Webull was doing some funky stuff, and Schwab was doing some funky stuff, but I don't really like, you know. It's hard to say. It's hard to see who you can actually trust as a retail trader for real. That's why I'm looking into Thinkorswim, and I'm kind of transitioning there, seeing how it goes. Thinkorswim just has some good info. On my shoulders. I don't connect it to my trading view or anything like that. I just manage it on my other computer, so the stream doesn't crash. But you can literally probably do everything on Robinhood. I think it's fine. And Robinhood was ready for the GME stuff. Have faith in me. Should we flip a coin? Who wants to flip a coin today? All right, Mr. Coin. Heads is yes, tails is no. This coin's been very good. All right, it's a 50-50 shot. Does a sneeze happen by next Friday, or does it not happen by next Friday? Should we flip the coin? Heads for yes, tails for no. You're a degen scalping at 1 in 5 minutes. Hey, that's fine. If you know how to do it, more power to you. When I get back onto my feet. Let's do it. What do you think? Two-Face from Batman. Yeah, that's what I have. Google's holding up well. They're pretty much, I think they're just holding up the market themselves. I think that a lot of the trades that the big guys are doing are in dark pools now, and therefore it's not hitting the actual market. Technically, when you're trading this, only 50% of the data is going through. So for like AMC and GME, since there's so much dark pool activity, this is probably only like 20% of what's actually going on. That's why you're seeing all these spikes on certain platforms, because a stock can be trading completely different prices on the dark pools. I haven't seen No Country for Old Men. I always like see it and I almost click on it to watch it, but I never have enough time to watch a full movie these days. Slow money is fast money, exactly. The slow way is the fastest way to make money in the stock market. That's why I'm like encouraging investing by putting that up. All right, I'm gonna flip this thing. If it's good, I'll tell you guys. If it's not, I won't tell you. All right, heads yes, tails no. Sorry, oh, it flipped again. That's weird. Sell equals K. Oh god, I immediately thought, whenever I see that word, I immediately think of Call of Duty. Hey, the coin said tails. The coin said tails with the question of does the sneeze happen next week? So the big sneeze might take a little more time. Maybe it goes like this, and then it goes like this. Ooh, that'd be interesting. It ain't gonna hurt like hell to take myself free. Buy the dip. Oh yeah. It's Two-Face. I can't do the thing. Practicing my dexterity. Shit. I tried. Barely sleep. Okay, so 2 hour is crossed up for GME. That is a good sign. I'm just gonna click over here to look at the SPY real quick. SPY trying to hold up as of right now. Be the better May. I just can't wait till volatility comes back in, guys. If we go into a bear market, I'm so excited. Oh my god, it's so fun. Bear markets are so much fun. You can swing trade big downside, you can find big bounces, you can find those bear market squeezes. God, they're so fun, man. I love it. That's when it's like, if you take the course, man, you're gonna start loving it, and I'll show you guys on Patreon. I'll be like, these are the call outs, man. They're so sick. I'm genuine. I love bear markets. I hate the fact that, you know, retail loses the most money in bear markets, but I played it so well, and I was just like so excited at every point. They could, Bobby. That is very true. They could. What they could do is prop the market up, prop the market up, prop the market up, all due to debt. Trump gets in office, they just ruin everything, right? They could perfectly time it to like make him look awful. That would be interesting. That would be very interesting. Now, the only kind of like wrench in that would be if AMC and GME force something to happen. I love the insane moves up and down. Yeah. Crypto is fun. I mean, swing trading perspective on crypto is pretty decent on like a weekly scale. Like real quick, like you just look at a weekly scale. You just look at a weekly scale, you see this curl up right here. It's literally like the easiest thing in the world. I should go back to crypto trading, honestly, because I was pretty good at it. Swing trade, boom, that crossed up. You could even get in early on this bar, according to swing trading rules. Boom, right there. Awesome. Off to the races. Never curled back down. Never curled back down. Never curled back down. And then right here you go, okay, that's enough. What is that gain, by the way? See this bar? 85% in half a year. Oh, fucking A. Oh, I'm down for no income tax. I was talking to my wife about that the other day. The other day in the car, I was like, you know, I'm just going to say something crazy right now. It was so random. It was so random. But I was just like, I'm going to say something crazy right now. She's like, what? Isn't it crazy that we use our hands to build something. We use our brains to then market it to people, and then we use our brains to then sell it to them, and then it creates a benefit for them, and they get taxed for buying it, and we get taxed for the work we put into it. Isn't that insane? And she's like, whoa. I was like, yeah. I think about that all the time. KU coin, rock chalk. Like where's Doge? Let's do Doge. Deep down, don't need to fear the end, cause I'll know I didn't just win. Let's look at the weekly on this. Oh my god, weekly divergence. Oh god, look at that buy. Right there, 0.07. Hold that bad boy. Oh, it crossed over. Alright, buy back. We'll say we didn't see that week. Cross back over right here. Where is that? Right there. 100% gain in half a year, pretty much, like a little over half a year. Hell yeah, Dogecoin, weekly scale trading, hell yeah. let's buy more Nvidia, guys. You know what? I'm starting to think. I like Jim Cramer. I think I'm gonna buy this. This looks really good. Let's look at this from a weekly standpoint. We just looked at Bitcoin, when to invest. Yeah, let's look at this. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, for sure. Let me buy this thing. I don't care if it goes higher. I'm like, I missed out on the move or something, right? Weekly here is maybe the next buy point, boom. But you'd say the best buy was right here. $54. Doctors are rubbing under your bed because they are the voices in my head. Oh, what an investment. Wait, this looks pretty good. Investment standpoint. Is that divergence? Is that a cross up? Wow. Damn. Bearing on the greater market. It's just because if they are caught naked shorting, it depends on the level that they've naked shorted, but if they have naked shorted the amount that is prospectively 500% the amount of shares that GME even has, maybe more than that, if they have done that, then they have billions and billions and billions of dollars in short positions, short selling positions. And so you would say, well, how did they get those? Well, they faked having stocks in order to borrow in order to sell those shorts. Okay, so if they don't own those positions, then if someone would execute, like say Roaring Kitty did, and they do not have the 4 million shares that they have to give them, then they have to go buy into this stock to do it, right? They can get in trouble for doing that. Now you would say, what would they use in order to buy the stock? Well, if they're using all their money to short the stock, then they have to use maybe something else in order to not get out of their position. Because if they get out of their position, then the short selling problem isn't here anymore and the stock explodes. So they have to keep the short selling position while also using other things in order to pay for, to buy back into GME. AKA, when you borrow, you have collateral, right? And your collateral is individual stocks. Now, I might not be explaining this perfectly, but that's the basis of it is their collateral is individual stocks that are in the S&P 500. So that would mean the naked short problem could cause the S&P 500 to go down because this is their collateral. Stocks within this are their collateral. Apple all the way. Let's go, Apple. Let's see if that 30-minute crossed up for Apple yet for another move higher. Would you ever have a beer? I would. I just wouldn't trust anything that comes out of his mouth. I'd love to learn more about the short selling and how it's done and why they over leverage to the tits when they make plenty of money. Well, I'll explain from what I understand as well about shorting. And the other thing is this, it's like the reason naked shorting is such a bad thing is because you have to think about it from the humanitarian perspective. People at GameStop and AMC, they have jobs. There's a lot of people with jobs. And what are they trying to do? They're trying to short the stock into the ground so the company goes bankrupt, right? When a company goes bankrupt, everyone loses their jobs, right? So you have to think of it from a humanitarian perspective. It's not a good thing from that perspective. All my shares are physical. Awesome. And it depends on how you know. Technically, even if you're buying shares right now for GME and AMC, they all could be synthetic at this point. There's an argument that Ape coin was backed by shares, and those are all synthetic, and those have not been found. You can. It's just if they cover, that's when you're going to see it. That's why it's so hard to time. Right, so AMC, if that can curl up on the 30-minute, good sign. GME has already done it, so it's saying positivity. It's saying positivity on a 2-hour, right? That's what this is telling you. That's what the indicator says here. It says, if I cross and go positive, that's just how you read the indicator. So if this posts in 36 minutes, then that means that it is in a 2-hour positive trend, in positive territory. There's nothing bearish about that. Oh, the Dow? The Dow looked like it was going to get a bounce towards the end of the day. You do have the opportunity for that higher low to set up if the 2-hour can cross up, and you are tapering pretty well. And you see the little tiny divergence right here on the 30 minutes. So yeah, the 2-hour could roll up for the Dow. That's what this is saying, but this has to go positive for you to get really bullish. This is contrarian bullish. Yes, exactly, Mike. That's what they're banking on. Yep. Mike, that's the part I left out. So yeah, if the stock goes to 0, they just go, oops, sorry, we borrowed the shares and my bad. We borrowed the shares, and oh, my bad. Or we had a short selling position. Oh, it went to kaput, so those shares don't exist anymore. The company's bankrupt. Oh. So that's how they get away with it. Like Blockbuster, they shorted that into the ground. Toys R Us, they shorted that into the ground. You can't tell me, like, yeah, Toys R Us might not have been the best company in the world, but them being shorted into the ground did not help. It didn't help them at all. They probably had more time left in them. ApeCoin's just a coin, yeah, but it was told that it was backed with real shares. That's where the problem is. And that is turning out, I think, to be false. Or they were synthetic shares created to back those. Ooh. Let's see, Nvidia popping now? There it goes. Pop up, Nvidia. Do it. That's just how it was. That was with the, what was it, FTX? The FTX, when they created it, I think it was FTX, they said that each ape coin was going to be backed by one share of AMC. Dude, game night release, dude, we used to wait outside. I don't play GTA. It's one of my least favorite games. I understand why people like it. I just really don't like it. I'm an old school guy. I still play Final Fantasy VII. That's what I play almost like every other night. Last hour, let's pay attention. This is when the volume comes in. Let's see if Apple can curl up. Apple curls up right here. That's a great little pullback. And then that goes positive, right? Positive territory. Dude, Halo 3, Halo 2, like we used to wait outside for that at like 5 a.m. Yeah, I gotta put a fresh dipper in for this one. I've done too many dippies. Don't tell my wife. Please don't tell on me. Okay, guys? Please don't tell on me. I've done too many dippies today. She's gonna get mad. She might not make me food tonight, and I like food. So shh. Shh. I think the Dow could make that move up. It's just if that 2 hour crosses, right? I think, whenever I say I think, don't listen. Whenever I say this is what the indicator is saying, that's when you listen. Are they waiting for Nvidia to like build up on a 15-minute or something like that? Yeah, see how it's building up, going sideways. God, that just looks like, oh my gosh, that just looks like, zoom out like this. Jeez. That's so crazy. Like, I'm down, you know how to trade it, kinda. It's just you're never seeing a significant pullback. That's the thing. 15-minute never crossed over for the SPY either. This market's shitty as hell. Let's watch GME for a second. It's the end of the day, so I don't want to miss some kind of ooh. I'm telling you, 2 hour momentum. If that can confirm, you got 31 minutes, but I like 2 hour momentum. But you'll probably see hourly momentum as well. See how it's going positive. It's a good thing. We'll see what happens here. Let's just watch let's do a 15-minute for fun. Watch like everyone expects it and nothing happens. They have to buy it on the lit market. That's the thing. Doom. Yeah, I used to play Doom on PC. And Counter-Strike. Grab that liquidity around 444. How's that for a thesis? It might be right. Let's see. It might be a good one. Might be a good thing to pay attention to. Yeah, they might be trying to scoop up even higher here. This is squeeze behavior on your MACD. That's squeeze behavior. When you're blatantly just going up and the MACD is going down, that's just squeezing. Okay, we don't want to miss this. This is fun. We should see a decent sized move. I'm guessing we go to a daily expected move maybe by end of day. But that's a guess, right? But if that's enough, if those 4 million shares are enough, then technically daily expected move is at 34. That's what they would expect. And they knew he exercised, so the options data should have that included. Dark Souls, you're like my brother. My brother loves Dark Souls. I'm thinking of getting the new Final Fantasy, like the remake one, but I really like the old style. I like the brainlessness of the old style Final Fantasies. Here we go. And here we go. All right, last hour. Let me do this. I'm gonna watch the Spy on a 30-minute on my other screen a little bit too. Apple not curling up yet. Tesla not curling up yet. Amazon starting to curl up on a 30-minute, but it's far away from the center line. Nvidia just keeps going up. Ooh, AMD has some interesting structure. 30-minute about to go positive for AMD. Did that roll up the 2-hour? Yeah, the 2 hours rolled up here. AMD actually could see a little bit of positivity if that 30-minute goes positive. Let's flash over to it real quick. Boom, boom, boom. Look at that 30-minute. It's right by the center line, building up liquidity in here. Bounce. Interesting. Curl up the 2-hour, already curled up. So look for that to fade later on because it's deep, but pretty cool. All right, AMC, GME. GME is the main one. Stay away from. I mean, the thing is, the ones that I look at, all the ones that I've stayed away from, I'm able to realize, like, I don't watch YouTubers anymore. I used to all the time. Like, someone showed me Ron Walker a few months ago. I was like, yeah, he talks about some good macro stuff, but is he great at calling the timing of things? I wouldn't say so, but his thought process in the macro side, he catches the bigger bounces pretty well. Now, when you're trying to catch the big crashes, that's a lot more difficult, but he thinks about things okay. Is he the most helpful? Not necessarily. I don't subscribe to him anymore. Someone, who do I not follow too much anymore? Like, I don't know if the Bond King is very helpful. Like, the information he gives is helpful, but for trading, is it? Who is someone that's just blatantly not helpful? That I think I've been critical about that Gutierrez kid for a little bit, but I'm not like talking like I don't. He has other info he gives out on other platforms, right? Like that you can pay a small amount, I think, per month, and people have said it's okay. It's pretty good. I'm like, I don't know because I'm not willing to pay for it, but. Someone I really like, who got me the first introduction into weekly ranges, who I don't watch too much anymore, but I really like him. He gives very unbiased opinions, in my opinion. I really like it. Shoot, what is it? It's Figuring Out Money. That channel's good. Oh, Me Kevin, I think, is trash. No. I think Me Kevin's trash, and I think like in real time he seems more fundamental, and that just doesn't work. And he's trying to give technical analysis, and I look at it and I'm just like, this is the most basic, weird technical analysis. Yeah, if you're gonna listen to people, like try to listen to people that give you useful info that you can utilize. Like Figuring Out Money is a great channel. And Trading Brigade. I recently found Trading Brigade, and I think I like his too. But we all do things so differently that it's hard for me to be like hypercritical, right? Me Kevin made money, but was he just one of the guys that just like made a lot of money during the 2020 drop? You know? But he's probably good in other aspects, like maybe investing in, you know, rentals and things like that. Yeah, that's true. Paracosm, that's a good point. Find strategies that work for you and find someone who trades similar. And then if you like are struggling with that form, you can maybe go to a channel like mine. Maybe you want to go to that guy who does that funny accent, and he does algorithmic trading a lot of the time. But also, this is a very good tip. So Kevin finds news fast. That's what I'm saying. Fundamentally, I think he's decent. But when he tries to do technicals, I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't really know about stock mo. Like I said, I don't watch a lot of YouTubers. I like to keep my opinion unbiased. Now, if I'm confused or something, or I need some clarification, I might see what they have to say in that moment. But the one that I truly trust, I really think Figuring Out Money is a great channel. And he just does things very similar to me in a little more day trading way, but I don't like day trading, but I'll never talk crap on his channel. See, I haven't seen stocks with Josh. So the ones that I mainly have been maybe watching like once a week are Trade Brigade and Figuring Out Money. But that's like once a week. I try to keep my opinion. And then if I need clarification, maybe I do want to get a second opinion, I'll go look at one of those. Lab D. We can look real quick. Real quick. Quick. Now, this is a 3x bear on biotech. So you technically need to go to a biotech one, because it's 3x bearish. Do a divergence there, but so you need to do a biotech ticker in order to actually like do the analysis, because you can't do it on a 3 leverage. But I would tell you this, guys, find someone you trust, find like 2 or 3 that you really like to watch, and just really try to trust them. If you think they are giving good info and you can back test it and see if they're good, it's fine. I'm just saying, don't cloud yourself with too much info. Too much information is bad too. Yeah, Joe, give me a ticker for just like biotech, like a biotech ETF. Oh yes, no assumption, we're ready. POC at 30, point of controls at 30. We have some calls leaking into the market. Watch out, SPY. Ooh, SPY trying to curl up on the 30-minute here. We'll see. A REIT? Oh, a REIT? I have watched a REIT before. I just haven't watched them enough to really formulate an opinion. And 2, I don't know how they actually do over time, right? Because I'm someone who believes like, I need to connect with your video right away. I need to understand what you're saying right away. And I'm not going to sit there and try to figure it out. If it doesn't help me, like within watching 5 videos, then I'm going to be like, okay, this isn't useful. But I've studied a lot of different channels back in the day. I just can't remember all of them. The ones that I still am telling you guys are the ones that I still see as valuable today. Weekly time frame. So like if you're talking about like GME, weekly time frame was technically back here in April, right? You had divergence, and I wish I saw this back in April because I would have just bought the stock and held a bunch of it. But this right here was the weekly time frame to get in. As of right now, it's positive, and you'd want to be like, okay, from an investment perspective, is this still good? Okay, monthly just curled up. The last time it curled up, well, that was a price point of $1, pretty much $1.20, okay? And then over time, boom, that's how like investing works. We're going to talk about that in the course a lot. Amazon, like take Amazon on a weekly perspective. Okay, what do you want to see? Well, you see a big run up and also divergence, right? Divergence. Okay, awesome. This is another signal for the January 3rd bottom here. And what for Amazon? And what do we notice for 2022? This was after that bear market. Okay, we see the divergence that confirms. Awesome. It never turned back down until over here. That's a great trade. Then you see that turn down, curl back up, positive territory. Now you're a swing trader. Boom. That's all it is. But we're gonna go in depth on the course this week, and I'm gonna make that video. Uh-oh, SPY. We'll see. GME, I don't think you've seen that big positivity yet. Slow and steady. That's how they do it. That's how they get away with no halts on a lot of the stocks that they pump up in the market makers. They perfectly keep it below 5% on any pump. XBI. Let's look at XBI for you now. Okay, thank you for finding the ticker. I didn't want to search for it. Yeah, so you would say 2-hour divergence. The only problem here is, okay, so if you're thinking like that, this is a bearish one, right? You want to be bearish on it. Technically, your entry was around here on Friday, June 14th. So that was today. That was this morning, 8:30 a.m. And now you would say, well, is the 30-minute kind of cooked? Well, it is. So maybe a bounce comes. So a better entry would be, what if this curls up and curls back down? You get one more bounce out of it, and then that goes negative, and then you would say, okay. But if that starts to build up over time, right? If that curls up and goes very, very positive and then curls back down and then makes a signal, you want a reversal. But for now, you would say this thing's cooked. Maybe it's not the best time as you're basing out. If this crosses and then crosses back down, you kind of treat it like a swing trade on the 30-minute as an entry point for your 2-hour divergence you got going on here. And then your confirmation really that we talk about is like if a daily rolls over. So once the daily rolls over, well, you have divergence on the RSI, and then your price action, you have a flat divergence across the way here. You have a flat divergence across the way here. So this could experience weakness, maybe going down to the 50. Or reversing the trend. It's still pretty close to the center line on the daily scale. So let's go back over to GME. We don't want to miss out on anything here. Sorry, that was very, very quick. I hope that was helpful, Joe. I know it's very quick. I'm just making sure I don't miss anything. You can use in the course any stock, literally any stock, whatever it is. I encourage, like, I trade the tech stocks the most. I trade Apple the most. That's the most I trade is Apple. Apple during the bear market is what I traded all the damn time. Very, very good. Let's see what Palantir is doing while this is fading a little. There's that bounce. We posted this. I tried to post it as quick as possible. I think we posted it here. We were just saying, hey, this is a managed risk opportunity. If that drops back down, this is kind of what we're talking about with XBI, by the way, Joe. See how this? Okay, boom. Do you see the 2-hour divergence like XBI just had? And then you could say, oh, I just want to do the 3X ETF. Okay, cool. But you want to use the downside move in XBI to get the upside move for that ETF. Okay, so overall, I would say, okay, we confirmed here. Awesome trade. We already said that, but now you need to manage the risk to see if there's going to be a bounce. Okay, we're going to bounce. If that rolls over, what does that mean? Negativity, and that could be the bigger move. Okay, but this also, what's stopping it from just going like this forever? Who knows? So this is where you manage that risk. We talk about it very thoroughly in the course, and we posted that to Patreon earlier. Great trade setup. Yeah, so this is pretty much what you're looking for with XBI right now. And if it rolls over, then you would know, hey, that is my indicator is confirming more negativity. Yeah, that's how you stay away from chasing a move, because the market's going to rip you around. Tesla, I do think Tesla does have an opportunity here if it can remain crossed up on a daily. On a daily, we don't know, because you remember when Tesla first came out, it was shorted like crazy too. It had naked short selling in it actually when Tesla first came out. It did. Oh my lord, no, stop spinning. Sorry, I'm getting used to this new mouse. Let me scroll up here. I think it was like, how far back does this thing go? They were trying to suppress this for a long time. Trying to really force it down in this area. What am I doing? I'm not doing that. There we are. I gotta find my charts. I know, I could just do the fucking automatic thing and it would help a lot more. If nothing happened here, then something weird is happening. Just pretend don't we wait down. Yes, price can, at any moment, price can go up or down. You just want to pay attention to your momentum. You're trying to figure out if the momentum is shifting up or down. So if right here, the momentum shifts down, then you would say, okay, downward price action. And right now it's very tight, so it's very, very tight. But something like Palantir, we encourage you to look for clear signals. Right here, this is a signal that you have a high probability of momentum shifting down if this crosses over. It crossed over, we posted it, I said this is the type of signal you want to look for in a crazy market like this. And down happened. You're catching momentum. Price can go up or down at any moment. This is a rigged market. If you understand that, and you understand how to manage your risk, you'll be pretty good. Right here, price is saying I'm going up. But what I'm saying is think in the future just a little bit. If that crosses down, that means momentum is now shifting down into negative territory, which means the probability is this goes further down. It takes out this low, makes a new one. Oh, starting to fade. Now, a lot of stocks look wonky like this. You want to find one that's more clear. That's why I keep talking about Palantir. Yeah, once you learn that a stock at any moment could go up or down. Any moment. You're just playing momentum. You're trusting the indicator. In my head. So this would be like a 30-minute could cross up. That looks like divergence right here. So did the 2-hour roll over? Yeah, 2-hour rolled over. So there's a few things at once here. 2-hour did roll over. It's saying 2-hour pullback. But that doesn't mean you can't see a bounce on a 30-minute chart like this, right? So I want to see if the 30-minute for a better entry maybe curls up here, goes like this, and then curls back down. Then that would confirm more momentum to the downside, going deeper into negative territory, possibly there, right? Now, if this popped all the way up like this and then curled down, you would say, oh, triple divergence. Awesome. Awesome. That's exactly the signals we look for. I think it's me sadder in my head. Yeah, it is on an uptrend, which is a good sign. Good trend, good sign. You just want to remain positive. Remain positive, still positive on the stock. No reason to even talk about pullback yet until this crosses. Now it's close to the center line. That's why I'm talking about it, because you have to be ready to react. But they could easily turn this down, turn it right back up to trick you. Apple? For Apple, it would be if this is able to confirm more upside. Do you see how it's beat down to the center line? So now you're right in the middle, which has, especially when a stock is here, it literally could go up, it could go down. It's in the middle of the RSI, it's in the middle of the MACD. This is really where it says up or down is possible, 50-50. But if this would curl up, that's positive territory, momentum's confirming that. Then you would say, oh, okay, we could test this high, go make a new one. And then you just manage the risk. Yeah. Now for Apple, I believe the 2-hour might be crossing over, so you got to be careful with it. There's multiple charts. You really just want to get good at like a couple of time frames. I'm surprised it's not either, but I'm also not, because everyone's expecting something today, so I'm not expecting anything now. I'm like, now by end of day, we know they have to have the shares. We'll see if they got the shares. But don't think that their buddies aren't short selling the crap out of it while they're buying the shares. I think I switched from my Apple phone. I think Apple's the most uninnovative company now. They put like $2 billion worth of research into their stuff and they improve it by this much. And it's like, ugh. My iPhone 12 Pro my old iPhone 12 Pro was still able to do everything that like an iPhone 14 was able to do. Yeah, I like my Google Pixel. That's what's filming me right now. Google Pixel. I just use my cell phone. Up top, but you get up top. It's very good to see these higher lows are what got you into positive territory, which is great. Yeah, failure. That's a good one. SPY closing sideways. Looks like it. So if it closes like this, that would make sense. Right, we end in the weekly expected move. We get some kind of pop on Monday. And then we see that drop off. We could see that happen right away. But we want to make sure things are confirming here. This market has been rigged for a long time, so we would be crazy to expect it's not going to keep going higher until a lot of people have calls. And even while people have calls, they're still like tricking you by making it go sideways until you get puts and then they send it higher. That's pretty crazy. See, like all of these could turn up on Monday. Nvidia, ooh. Brother, ooh. Brother, ooh. Imran, I kind of agree. They improved. Oh yeah, I heard that. I heard that. They like talked about the calculator. I was just like, oh god. That's the crazy thing. Your calculator on your phone calculates things differently than like a real calculator. Did you guys know that? Explain how it's rigged, because it's all built up on debt, and there's overall you just need to know with these type of stocks, any kind of stock, you're only seeing half of the data here in the lit market. So if it's not rigged, then why not show all of the data? And that's in any stock. Explain how it's rigged though. Well, all you have to do is look at money supply. I mean, M2 money supply, whenever the money supply goes up, stocks go up. That's why inflation happened. Like how you know it is too is like, well, if there's a major flight to cash, then how is the stock market going higher? We've had a major flight to cash since December, yet the stock market is higher. It's just fishy. But that's how we roll. We're in a debt system. And it's rigged also, if you want to look at it from the market maker algorithm perspective, you know that it's rigged because they literally built an algorithm that can read in real time what's cheaper. Calls, puts, okay, we sent it higher. Oh, puts became cheaper. Okay, we sent it lower. Person I've become. I don't give a fuck. Doesn't mean you can't trade it. You just gotta kind of play their game a little bit. So I'm saying they could rig a stock to just go up by 10 points because there's too many puts. They could rig it to go up 10 points even though it was supposed to go down. And they have the power to do that. Oh yeah, I Prevail. I get to go see I Prevail around my birthday in August. I'm excited. Very excited. Don't stop me, it's gonna be your mind. Tell me it's never worth the time. Take your cat to work day, yeah, I know. You know, the crazier one is that tweet that said, I'm silly with my 9 milli, and then he has 9 million shares. It's just like, Jesus. Oh, you're welcome. I'm a little tired, but they don't. Really, for the whole week, though, they've kind of accomplished a lot here on the market maker side. Now, this is still causing them pain, but not a lot of pain, right? This, getting above 41.17, this is what the options market expected, right? So getting above that would cause them some pain. And this is where you'll see something unexpected happen. We'll give you a new one for next week. The light made this is start of something. The storm is coming. The cup is empty. I love it. You guys sound so like philosophical. I love it. I like philosophy and psychology. I'm a big psychology guy. What's the gamma squeeze? Gamma squeeze is pretty much like the stock unexpectedly goes up very quickly that causes like rapid buying. So, and I think it's something to do with like it messes with the options premiums too. And so then the reason they're talking about gamma squeeze is because like buying can beget more buying. And then if you get to a gamma squeeze, so this up here, this right here, if you get above that, that's pretty much gamma squeeze. And a gamma squeeze like this can cause more people to buy into the stock and keep it going. And then eventually this will hurt the short sellers. And at some point, if they have to close their positions or buy into the stock to hedge, or they get margin called, then they have to technically pump money into the stock too. So that's why a gamma squeeze can technically lead into a short squeeze. But pretty much very simply, a gamma squeeze is just like when a stock moves up rapidly. When a stock moves up, like not in its normal pattern. So this is right now like GME's normal pattern. If it randomly did that, then that could cause a gamma squeeze because buying might happen from there. And then up in these levels, short squeeze can happen. Well, the last time we saw the big moment, it was on a Monday. I'm trying not to think too hard about it. I'm trying just to be like, when it happens, because it's very hard to time. Because in order to see GME at like 500, you're going to have to see short covering. And I have no idea when they run out of money. I have no idea when they're going to cover their positions. I just know if I play momentum right, then I can see the big move. I don't think 30. It looks like it is not going to get above 30, but we'll see the last 30 minutes. Blue Chew. So you would say they're positive gamma, right? Buying begets more buying. Because like you're ending outside of week or of monthly expected moves, so you would say this is positive gamma. So most likely it's buying begets more buying. And since the selling never comes in, it's just going to cause more and more buying. No, I don't think this is healthy at all. No. No, healthy would have been this. Like this actually pretty healthy, right? But once you start making moves once you start making moves like this, it's like a healthy move would be like, okay, what did they expect for the month? Okay, a healthy move might be like this, 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 this. You want to see those. So like this is technically a slightly healthy move, but now you're seeing that rapid run up. You need to reconnect with the 50 again soon. So this was a healthier move, in my opinion. Like this is all the pullback you got here. That's not a very healthy move, and that's why you get all this wonky chop. Why is the VIX such a tease? It is. All I know is it's crossing. It's because volatility is calculated by calls, so this just means the fear is sucked out of the market. This is what you see in a squeeze. That's why we call the squeeze back here. Because right here, that's a squeeze signal. Boom. Go back and look on this date. We said squeeze right here. And we're still squeezing. It can last a long time. They can keep going. What if the dollar just starts to turn down? What if they just say, nah, never mind? They can. It can happen. But GME, they're going to want options to expire. They're going to want people to get scared and sell them at the end of the day. And then maybe we see this actually push up. But as of right now, it's still positive. I have to talk positively about it. I would think it depends on what is said in it. If they're talking about acquisition, if they're talking about merger, it's mainly if they talk about what they're going to do with the $4 billion, and that's seen as a good thing from the market. Don't want to get greedy. That's a fine mentality to have. Sorry, I keep bumping the mic. Do you feel like a man when you push her around? Let's see if Apple did that turn up yet. Ooh, Apple. Literally 50-50. You're waiting for your signal to tell you upside on the 30-minute. We'll see. And I'd be careful over the weekend still. That dollar moved up very rapidly. What's the dollar doing now? Drifting off. But all you need to know is in the overnight market, right? Overnight, big selling, a big movement to cash. That's how you have to put it. Big movement to cash. And what do we see? Well, TLT went up. TLT went up. So that means they sold something, and it definitely wasn't bonds. It was maybe stocks, right? Do you feel better now? Sold Bitcoin, very big possibility there. They've been using Bitcoin to fight. They've been using all crypto to really fight the AMC and GME movement. IWM down by the weekly, but you're going to get new weekly ranges from here next week. So what you'd like to see next week from IWM is like some kind of drift up, and then see that like crash down, and then you get some kind of reversal signal, right? You get like this outside of the weekly expected move. That's what we would look for. All this stuff is in the course, by the way. Let's come around again. Let's look at the volume here. The volume's got to be crap again. 25 million volume. Ugly. Let's see GME. Let's see the volume today. 74 million volume today. 30 million. So even AMC has more volume in it today than the SPY. That's crazy. Yeah, I do. Just because it seems they're controlled by the same algorithm. Big pop, big drop, little pop, big drop, pop, 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 pop. Now, GME seems to have some steam behind it when it buys, so I think they're having to use more money to fight GME. But I think AMC might be a sleeper because I think people are sleeping on it a little just because it's like they're closer to zero. So I think that the problem might be even bigger for AMC because they're closer to zero. That's just a theory, though. Let's see here. Buy back all your shares. If they announce they bought back too, if Ryan Cohen buys another block of shares, that would be very, very good. All right, last 30 minutes. Did the 15-minute go negative? Not yet. 15-minute, not negative. Let's see what happens. Technically, the dark pool volume shouldn't pop up here. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Did Nvidia top? I think it's potentially reaching one, but they could just keep doing this. They could keep doing this as much as they want. They're like, oh, people took a bunch of calls. Hold on, drop it. Then they go, okay, now we have the puts back. Squeeze it. Call an ambulance, 7. The thing is, you know that if they're applying more and more short positions to sell them, but the stock hasn't headed up at all, then they definitely are naked shorting, right? Even more so now. So all they're doing by fighting it more now is making the problem worse. So if it does rebound and they have to cover at some point, it's just going to make it go even higher. That's how I would think about it. Yeah, so that's how it happened last time. GME should, but if they're under the same algorithm, if they're still underwater, they're going to be like, oh, crap. But how it worked last time, we kind of did this here. We looked at the timing, and I said, I think they're struggling to keep both down at the same time, because right here, AMC looked like this right here, right? And then once we started to see wicks on AMC, this started to happen where it ran up. So I think they're having trouble keeping both down at the same time, which is a good sign that they're running out of money. I think lottery stocks, I believe I've tuned in him once. I think he's like an IT guy too. Is that Target? Ooh, good little candle there. No real reversal signal. Maybe you have daily divergence though. Yeah, you have daily divergence. So this would be an area around the 200, around some liquidity where you see a bounce. And you do have daily divergence, so target could reverse around here if you go up and positive. It's a key thing, but this looks more like a investment for a few months, right? That's what it looks like to me. But right now, you have to talk negatively about it, right? The MACD is turned down, so negative on it. If that can curl up, you're contrarian bullish. If that goes positive, hey, awesome. You'll see a good move, maybe to the 50 at this point. Because you're far away from the center line, so 50 is maybe all you expect there for now. And then maybe you get a pullback that can tell you more upside. I wouldn't necessarily look at this from an option perspective, though. There's nothing shorter term that's telling me much. You need daily momentum to take over here. Yeah, like probably a lot of calls happening. No tendencies, so come with me mentally. You've probably heard this before. It's a trap. We said, is it a trap on a 5-minute? Is it a trap on a 30-minute? Is it a trap on a 2-hour? Is it a trap on a daily? This looks like a daily trap. It looks like a big trap forming and still could be forming. We could see one little drop and another pop. So right now it just looks like a trap on the daily scale, which is the biggest one you can really get. Usually you don't see many traps on like a weekly. Weeklies are very obvious. Daily ones can be trickling up every day for weeks. But dollar popped up. I don't think that it's restricted as much as you think. I don't think it's restricted as much as they're saying. I think that might even be fault. Like, you got to take anything in the media with a grain of salt, right? It's like yesterday or the other day, they were like, Roaring Kitty sold and got completely out of the position. That wasn't the truth. You guys, she said, don't make fun of me. She made me a sandwich. She knows you guys are think it's funny when she just makes me a sandwich. That was cute. I just would take everything that you hear in the media with a grain of salt. They could just be convincing you like, oh, they're not able to short it as much anymore. They're not able to sell as many shorts, which could be true. It could be, you know, the actual brokers clamping down on it, which makes sense because it puts them under liability as well. AMC's not turning up yet. You need that to turn up and go positive. This one we have to be negative on still. And the 30-minute. Look at a 2-hour. We got to be saying it's a pullback on the 2-hour. But it's holding the trend, so nothing too bearish yet. Daily, you're saying pullback as well. GME just looks a little bit better because the 30-minute and the 2-hour, I believe the 2-hour is still crossed. Yeah, the 2-hour cross, so this is now trying to go positive. If that can happen, GME could see a big move going on into Monday, as long as this is, you know, behaving normally. But yeah, if individual brokers, I think they're understanding like they are liable for those contracts, so they don't want to create any more contracts because the more liability they have, the more risk they're taking on. So if they're saying no, we can't do it, but there's sneaky ways to do it, I'm sure. What's AMD doing? Alright, actually, what am I doing? I need to watch this just in case, but I don't know about all, but they're sitting on a lot of cash, which is not, they have no debt and they have a lot of cash. So the article that you can read into is like, are they going to be the next Berkshire Hathaway? Technically, they have the beginnings to do that. It's just they most likely will change all the structure of the business. And they had this all planned. I think this was all planned. So I think they know exactly what they're going to do with the $4 billion. And they might announce that on Monday. We'll see, but I don't know that for sure. All I know is the 30 minutes positive for GME and the 2 hours crossed up trying to go positive right now. It's a good sign. I play momentum. It's true. Everything ebb and flows just like a stock chart. Nvidia hasn't. What individual companies has Nvidia invested in before I say it hasn't? Have they purchased individual companies? Now, in the AI realm, they might be kind of like the monopoly at the end of the day. I still think Apple has a chance to see like a 30-minute turn up. I'm still waiting. But I am worried about it because of the 2 hour. 2 hours saying pullback, so it could just drop. We'll get new ranges for this on Sunday, though. We don't want to read too much into it. It's the end of the week. Nvidia is just screaming higher. 2 hour divergence, triple divergence across here. See if that confirms next week, but then we can look at our weekly range. See the 2 hours positive. That is a good sign. It just needs to go into positive territory. Dang, double cheese on this bad boy? That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, that's why I said target looks more like a chance for an investment. There's no reversal real here happening yet. You do have one divergence across that could say double bottom for the 2 hour, right? You see it now. So if that 2 hour curls up, yeah, the daily can turn up, but it looks more like a good thing from an investment perspective. He could, but I think that might be like bad for him legally. I don't think he will because it's bad for him legally, but I think that it was all planned. Like, I genuinely do. I think they were looking for what reaction they get to prove more market manipulation around the shareholder meeting. So if they actually did get DDoS and they can prove it, that would be fucking bad. I don't know if I'd like it if the stock market was 24 hours. That's true, Sid. I believe on hand they have like 4.1 billion. I believe. I need to double check, but now they buy AMC thing. I don't think they do that. I think they maybe merge a little bit, but I don't know if buying AMC, I don't think they could take care of the debt. It'd be too much of a YOLO play. I think it's turkey. Turkey sandwich. I've been really liking turkey sandwiches. Ham? I don't know why. I've been trying multiple different brands of ham lately. Hasn't been seeming right. Turkey's been tasting really like much better. Yeah, where I'm at in certain times of the year, you'll just see turkeys walking through the city. Pretty cool. And I like the kettle cooked chips. The kettle cooked. I'll have to do that, Joe, because the regular ham we normally get, it's just been tasting funny to me. Maybe it's my taste buds, but I'm kind of worried it's like the ham, you know what I mean? Oh yeah. I go to Florida a lot to see my friend's family. I go to, yeah, Black Forest and things like that too, but yeah, I love po' boys. Po' boys are one of my favorite things. Shrimp po' boy, lobster po' boy, any kind of chowders. I like chowders. Yo, turkey gang. That's so great. What did the SPY do? SPY went up to the weekly expected move and starting to reject in this last 30 minutes here. I wonder what FFIE is doing during all this. That's gonna be a YOLO play. Put 5 contracts of FFIE for fun. Wait. Okay, good. I did that on my fun account still. Ooh, that looks ugly. That looks terrible. Dailies by the center line. This is a YOLO play for funsies. $30 play. You gotta have fun with trading too, guys. Apple dropping. Oof. It's beating the low too. Oh no. Nvidia? Oh no. GME? Alright, let's watch this bad boy. Yeah, Apple never confirmed the upside on the 30-minute. So if I look into it, it's probably rolling over on a 15-minute right now. Yeah, see, rolled over, rolled back up, roll over. No real good divergence here. All you had was tapering. 30-minute never confirmed, so. Google's rolling up. Yeah, that's when the real stuff can happen, is on like a Sunday. Sunday is when they can't manipulate it as much. Yo, I saw that BM. My buddy sent me a picture. Like, you can almost like see the warship like from the shore. That's crazy. Sorry, that was my old man. Old man Tobes likes to bark at random times. Sorry about that. He has to stay down here because if he's old. He's got a dirty mouth. But he's a good boy. Yeah, it's a good drop. The 2 hour says pullback. So yeah, 2 hour crossover. So 2 hour momentum still taking over here. No confirmation up from the 30 minutes. Still kind of 50-50 going into Monday on the 30 minute, but 2 hours says more pullback. 2 hours says more pullback. Nvidia This one hasn't said 2-hour pullback yet, so let's see if the hourly is starting to roll. See the hourly getting on edge here. If that hourly confirms down, that wouldn't be good. I just think people see, this is why people on Twitter, I'm like, we just see what happens. You're never going to be able to time it right. We just pay attention to momentum, and then where our timing can be better than other people's. But I'll tell you what, I think if I see a dip next week, I might buy a little bit. If momentum looks good. Right now we're still in a daily pullback, technically. Ooh, what's the data behind that, Sid? Convince us. We need data. Any hot take like that, we need data. We need chart analysis. We need something. Bagels. I love me some UVXY, man. Unusual whales or no? So it's like, it's going to 2,000 because I say so. There's no way this happens in the last, like, 9 minutes, right? I mean, I know it's 5-minute rigged, but, like, come on. I think they bought the shares, and they deliver the shares, and they had all their friends pump more shorts into it. That would make sense. It depends. What's the best way to word this? Back when I used to just buy shares and sell shares, the plays just took longer, but they were much easier to manage, and I would maybe make... Because the reason that options can be risky is, like, you can lose in an option play, right? Time is against you. But, like, managing risk with shares is overall better. But once my skill got better, I started to do options. So I would say my trading is better when I'm not doing options just because of the time risk. Do you profit more from buying? You profit more from options if you know how to do them. You profit more, but you just have more risk. So I have to manage it. It's a lot more work. Like if I just do a daily chart and I just buy and sell shares, it's a lot less work. You can still make money, you just, that's the ultimate slow way. I'm trying to get to a point where I only do that. I don't want to do options anymore. I really don't. But I know that right now, that's, my skill is allowing me to get to that point faster, so I'm using options as a way to get there faster. But I'm still doing it a slow way in the options. I'm not doing an option expecting to make $20,000 a week. I'm doing an option, I'm making $1,000 to $3,000 a week. That's what I'm trying to do. This week, actually, see, this was a bad week. This week I pretty much just broke even. Like a break-even week for me is kind of bad. But I'm staying relaxed, and I'm trying not to overtrade. Shop looks like some kind of bounce is coming, but you did have divergence behind it. So shop, you see the 2-hour divergence here, but you're getting the rigged move, or the 30-minute divergence here, but you're getting the move up. Okay, so you got to wait till that 30-minute confirms it. Now the thing about this is, you see the 2-hour, we do have a slight one here, a little bit up though, so it's not the best, but you have it on the RSI. So the most likely scenario here is that 30-minute crosses over, and you see a nice little 2-hour pullback, like this, and then it turns back up, because we'd get close to center line and turn back up. I think shop at this level sees a pullback. That is my personal belief right now, but my belief doesn't matter. I'm not going to take a trade based on a belief. I'm going to take a trade based on what the indicator tells me. So if this rolls over, the indicator's telling me that. Got it? Sign. Yeah, then just don't be a PIA. Don't do options. The slow way is perfectly fine. That's how I started out. Very, very slow. I worked another job and I did it very slowly and I traded daily charts. I don't use screeners. I stick to the stocks that I know of. These stocks on my right here, this is like all I've ever traded. Now, every once in a while, I'll look at a stock like Palantir and I'll be like, okay, this setup is very clear. Let me trade that, right? That was a clear trade. Very good. You can go look on my Patreon right now. It's posted on there. It says this right here. This is the point right here where that was posted. Boom. And then you have to know how to manage the trade. That's a big, big part of trading, especially with options. You have to know how to manage the trade. If you're doing like dailies, like I was in the past, I could be a lot looser with managing the trade. Because I was doing daily charts, I could be a lot looser with it. What the hell is GME? Their SMAs, 550, 200 SMAs, and my EMA is the 20. The 20 is the yellow line. So the 50 is the purple, that's an SMA. The 200 is the white, that's an SMA. And the 5 is in the red here, that's an SMA. And the yellow here is my 20, and that is a EMA. You know, like the, oop, that's not what I wanted. What? Why is this happening? There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Just scroll back, pause it for a sec. We gotta watch this. Let me finish eating this real quick. The mayo's starting to seep into the bread, guys. Gotta eat this real quick. I like to stick to stocks I know, though, Tom. Because I know what is good and bad for that stock. If I do something I don't know, like makeup products, oh, Jeffree Star is getting in. Do I know if that's good? I don't really know anything about him, right? I mean, at least you have time. You have a lot of time, Onda. I like the fact that you have time behind it. Do you only have one contract, or? Because, like, if you buy that much time, it's going to cost a lot, I feel like. Just one. Okay. Now, if you don't hit above that price, you still, like, there technically needs to be someone to sell that contract to at the end of the day. But at least you have time. Like, for me, I might reapply an option position, and I might do, like, 3 to 6 months out. I'll have to look at the numbers. Look, now everyone expected it to do something. It didn't do anything. But that doesn't mean they weren't buying. Big volume, nothing happening. Oh, SPY confirming some upside now. Look at that. Damn. Damn, I should have took a Monday. Monday one. But no, it's too late. I don't want to do it now. I don't do 0DT. I don't like that, so. 20 seconds. What happens in 20 seconds? Oh, it's starting to move. It's starting to bounce back and forth. I would overall just say price is getting tight. Most likely a big move is coming. But the problem is we're really close to the center line, so you can't really say, like, right now the probabilities are still with you on the 30 minutes to the upside, but that can change really fast on Monday. The yearly range for the SPY. We'll do it after the close in a second. This would be a SPY call. That would be a SPY call, but that didn't confirm either, so I wouldn't take it. It's too scary to do over the weekend, and I don't do 0 DTE, and that's pretty much 0 DTE. Time's up. Okay. For the SPY. Oh shit, did I erase? Okay, let me... I didn't write down the ranges for the SPY. It's on my other chart. Let me see if it's on my other chart. Okay, let me do this real quick. I'll do it for you real quick. I didn't write down the ranges for annual. I just made them and I accidentally deleted it, but I'm just going to make it for you. I'm going to make the downside range is 406.91 for the entire year. The upside range then... Oh shit, it's like right where we're at. I wonder if they're all stacked on each other up here. Yeah, so this might have got moved. Do I have a downside range here? Let me see. I really deleted that, didn't I? You got a lot of nerve, don't you, baby? I can't believe I don't have this on the right charts. I know I accidentally deleted it, but I'm pretty sure this is the downward one. I need to write them in, but... So that'd be December, January, right? It's December here. That'd mean we're pretty much at the upside range. I mean, technically the upside range is here, but... Let me go see the Qs. I know I accidentally deleted it once. Okay, there's the Qs at least. So I'm guessing we're not up to it right now, but I know that these weren't moved. 326.76. So at least I got the Qs for you. I need to start writing those down. I just did it kind of on a whim. You got 492.28 to the upside. So right here, we're almost there. I think the SPY's lagging behind the Qs, isn't it? You think we're doing so insane. I'm gonna look through my chart, see if I have it. Yeah, that's right. Okay, wait. Let me see the Qs. Yeah, I think that's right for the SPY. So I think we're at the like yearly expected move right now. Wow, that's crazy. Because that's a measurement right there. I wouldn't read into it too much. It's very... I just wanted to do it as a fun thing. But from that measurement, we're there. All right, guys. Yeah, let's look what happened here. I have some help. Again, I can make this kind of mess all by myself. All right. So for today, we didn't see anything, and this is what I'm talking about. Everyone's banking on it. They're thinking this is the moment. This is the moment. I'm just going to tell you, I'm one of the only people saying this. Twitter is constantly going to have people every single day saying it's going to happen today. All you need to do is be like, I'm just going to say my friend again. He was great. Even me. I'm just sitting holding this thing. It's fine. So what am I thinking? Well, I'm thinking to myself, even Keith Gill was surprised when it happened. You don't know when they are going to cover. You don't know when that big moment will be. You can pay attention to the key events. Maybe something like, you know, the earning or the annual meeting puts you into a positive gamma situation, and that causes the thing to happen, the big thing to happen, right? But overall, I would just say, you're never going to be able to call it. Even Keith Gill, when it happened, he was surprised. He was just woke up and was like, whoa, but it did happen on a Monday. And it seems like they're planning it out a little bit more right now. So we'll pay attention to it. Oh, they can, like I said, they can keep it going forever. Look at the SPY on the 30 minutes, curling up on the MACD. That says positivity. So we were like, there's weakness in momentum. They just said, screw that. We're going to send it sideways, make you think it's going down, and then pop it up. And now they're going to send it sideways, pop it up, send it sideways, pop it up. This is why I'm not like taking any massive plays or something like that. I'm just like, this is fishy. Will it change? It'll change right when you're convinced it's supposed to go up, right? That's when it changes. But if you just learn swing trading, like we could talk about this for just a second here, right? Okay, we know the market most of the time goes up. The market does most of the time go up. We found this move here, and right around here is when we said volatility drop below the 200, we're going to get a squeeze. We're still in that squeeze. Look at this. We said we break above this lie right here, we're going to get a squeeze. All right. There you go. We went positive right here. We gap up, squeeze. Okay, now we go sideways, squeeze. Now we go sideways, squeeze. So we don't necessarily have reversal signals up here anymore. We don't have them. Now you still have the divergence across the way. But what is stopping this from just dropping for a moment and curling right back up? Right? That could be a likely scenario to happen. So just pay attention. We're going to go over the macro side of things this weekend on Saturday, and then we have those ranges for you going to be set up on Sunday. So thank you guys for joining. I really do appreciate it. We know that this market is very difficult to trade in. Courses out there, it's $100. It's great to take over the weekend to get some knowledge. And trading the bigger time frames is a good thing to do. Trading the bigger time frames is good. Now I'm going to try to go into this Sunday's video completely unbiased and just say, if the SPY curls up on that 30-minute, it's going to be a positive move. If it keeps, it says right now it needs a 2-hour pullback, and that did not cross up yet. So on Monday, you need to confirm this on Monday, right? You need to confirm upside on Monday. We did land like right on the weekly expected move. So, but we need these type of things to confirm, and that's what we're going to talk about on Sunday. So the 2-hour is saying pullback, but the 30 minutes saying, nope, I'm going higher. We'll pay attention. All we do is pay attention to momentum, and we will be just fine, right? We'll be just fine. GME, technically the momentum on the 30-minute, still green, still positive. The only problem with this whole thing is the 2-hour, not fully positive yet, and the daily curling down saying pullback. Nothing about the daily says it should go up here yet. This right here is what you got to see, right? You got to see that curl up. Then you can see positivity the next day. Look at that. So we're going to pay attention to that and let you know. All right. Sorry, I got to eat a chip. All right, guys, I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you for tuning in, liking, subscribing, everything. I hope you guys were able to learn something today. I hope that today was a little bit helpful, even though the market's kind of a wild one right now. We still got to play their game. We still got to play their game. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. If you want to dedicate yourself to some learning, there's links down in the description for that. Other than that, make sure to go out and have some fun, okay? See some family members. Every week is a very difficult week, it seems, in these trades. So it's important to make sure you have a good weekend. Mary, you might want to check if you have after hours. I don't have after hours included either, but some people have after hours included, and some people use different values. But all right, guys, I'm heading out for the day. Have a great Friday night. I'll see you guys tomorrow for some macro stuff. Peace. I almost clicked the wrong button again.